We human beings have this tendency to always live for a moment in the future. This tendency to go forward in time is the ego, because it is based on the assumption that there is such a thing called time, and it's an illusion. Therefore, the ego itself is also an illusion. But it's a belief that we believe in, and we are conditioned in such a way in the assumption that it is real. So we are never truly here. Most people are never truly here, and they're just completing the tasks that they have to complete in order to get somewhere. So the mind is trained not to enjoy the present moment, so that when the future moment that you are working for arrives in the present moment, you're unable to really enjoy it. Or as it becomes the present moment, you cannot really enjoy it because you think you have to keep it, or you cannot let it go. So it becomes a stressful present moment because you think that this moment carries so much value and all the other moments, they don't have a lot of value. And this is some kind of disorder in the mind. It's like when your mind is a garden and you don't really care about it because you just let it be, and you just wait until it rots because you are just standing there and waiting until something better happens. And this externalizes itself. There are a lot of symptoms that are visible in your life or in the lives of other people that show that they might have disorder in their mind. For example, when there's disorder in the house and there's dust everywhere, it's just disorder, and that's because there's an inability to really see what's here. A lot of people wake up in the morning and there's just sitting there, stuck in the mind. My life is horrible. I have to do all this and that and this and that. And you're still sitting there, not really seeing the potential to just stand up and do your first task. See the reality of what actually is right now. And it sounds so simple, but actually realizing this very simple thing can solve so much. In this present world that we are living in, that is so filled with mental disorders, and all those, not all, but I would say most mental disorders are really just a source of suffering because most people overlook the possibility to act in the present moment or to be in the present moment. There's so many people just stuck in the mind. For example, right now, are you thinking about what I'm saying, or do you see the possibility to act right now, or to just be right now? Or when you don't have to do anything, do you use your time where you don't have to do anything to worry about what you could do? Or are you just being? It requires some kind of practice in a way to really recondition your mind so that it knows that it is okay to simply be in the present moment. When the mind is trained in such a way that time is accepted as a reality, and you're always living for a moment that doesn't exist and it will never come, then it feels like a loss when you are letting go of that illusion. If I stop thinking about that thing in the future that means so much to me but doesn't really exist, And if I stop thinking about it, I feel like I'm losing something. But the truth is, you never really got it. You don't have it. You cannot have something. And just realizing that can solve so much tension, release so much tension, and solve problems. Solve those problems that are not here, really. Those mind-created problems that cannot be solved. A lot of people are trying to solve problems in their minds that are not really, they don't have real substance. There are problems in my mind and I'm trying to solve them. Trying to think about how I can solve those problems. Now, if you stop thinking about those problems that are mind-created, they will disappear, because when there's no mind-created problems. There's just this reality of what is right now. What can I do? What is actually essential right now? And then in the beginning, it will feel like some kind of tension, or almost as if you are suppressing your emotions. But actually, for the first time, you don't listen to your mind, and you can actually feel those emotions that are coming up when you don't hide in your stories in the mind, and you feel this tension coming up in the body. And you don't suppress it. You accept it. It is here. It's okay to be. And there's no reason, there's no need to be ashamed or worried about emotions. It is a natural expression of what can happen. And feeling it is a natural event that happens when healing occurs. A lot of people who have complex PTSD are living in their minds, and they are constantly thinking about the present moment or the future or the past, never really able to see the source of their suffering. They think their negative thoughts create suffering, but a thought cannot hurt. It's the feeling. But the thought tells you that the feeling hurts. No, the thought tells you that the thought hurts, but it's actually just the feeling. If you would have a negative thought but a positive feeling, you wouldn't care about the thought, it would just vanish. So you go to the source of your suffering, which is the sensation, and you do not judge it, you just leave it. You just let it be. You don't even let it go, because if I would tell you to let it go, your mind would maybe try to convince you that you have to do something to push it away. It's not what I mean when I say let it go. What I mean is let it be. And when it's here, and it's just okay to be present, and you don't have an opinion about it, and it's just here, then you see the possibility to move freely. So it's there, and it's allowed to be there. Thoughts don't really have a substance, and your awareness is one with reality, with what is really here. So, and then when you realize this, and you're finally free to move without being chained by your mind, then all of this can actually regulate itself in such a way that you will truly feel free to live. You're no longer stuck in this self-healing process that never ends. You can finally live. Because your past is not really a part of who you are. Because if you define yourself with your past, then that means that you are living through the eyes of a phantom. If you think you are your past, then that means that you don't really have a substance. Because your past is a phantom. It is a thought that is not based on reality. Whenever something traumatic happens, all that's left is an intense emotion that needs to be felt in the body. Through feeling it and not judging it, it can be transformed, regulated, and released, so that you can return to reality where you don't need an idea of who you are, because you already are who you are. Therefore, you don't need an idea of who you are. Whenever you have an idea of who you are, it is based on a thought that happened in the past, and it carries absolutely no substance at all. So I just wanted to share this because it just came up. Basically, see what's real. A thought is not based on reality. A feeling is real, but it doesn't define you. And it's not something you are, it is something you can be, you can allow to be, and then you can actually live without being weighed down by the mind. Alright. Alright. So don't forget to like this video, leave a comment and subscribe, and have a great day.